They think I'm just the reliable, no-nonsense son, the emotionless workhorse, the one who shows up, handles the bills, and fades back into his ledgers without a fuss. They forget that I'm a forensic auditor who specializes in uncovering the most intricate tax evasion schemes across the nation. I've unraveled pyramid scams that baffled IRS agents. I've followed funds through 20 anonymous trusts to nail tax dodgers who believed they were invincible. And right now, I'm standing in the heart of my parents' family room, gripping a flimsy plastic bag that's already tearing at the seams. Inside is a toaster oven. Not just any toaster oven, the identical one I gifted my dad 5 years back as a practical retirement present when they moved to the suburbs. But now, it's grimy. The crumb tray is caked with old grease. The heating elements are dusty and bent. Someone has tucked a Walmart gift card inside. And when I fish it out to scan, the balance taunts me. $10. $10. Meanwhile, 12 feet away, my 7-year-old brother Jax is whooping with excitement. And I mean whooping that loud, triumphant yell that echoes like a touchdown cheer. He's pumping his fist in his trendy graphic tee, brandishing a paper over his head like he just scored big on a sports bet. That paper is a warranty deed to the classic ranch-style home, the one with authentic stone, facade, wide pine decks, and those stunning bay windows. The one nestled in the priciest suburban enclave in our state, flanked by upscale golf courses and craft breweries. The one our grandparents bequeathed to the family estate, debt-free, no encumbrances, fully owned. The one appraised at $420,000 today, and my parents just transferred it to him, right here, before 60 guests, at their 40th anniversary barbecue. The barbecue I funded. I'm gonna turn it into my gaming hub, Jack's Hollers, hugging the deed tight, a content creation studio. Picture it, neon lights everywhere and a streaming setup, and man, the TikTok vibes are gonna be epic. My mom, Lorraine, turns to me with that grin. You know the one, the grin that seems kind and parental to outsiders, but stings like a slap when it's aimed your way. She's sporting the silver watch I bought her for her birthday, the one that set me back $1, $500, because she'd hinted at liking it at the mall. Ethan, buddy, she says, her tone laced with pity disguised as care. You're so grounded. You don't chase these creative, passionate dreams. That toaster oven still toasts great. I checked it yesterday. I glare at the greasy tray in my grasp. She didn't even wipe it down. My dad, Harlan, straightens his belt, the leather belt I gave him for his birthday, and nods wisely, like he's dropping life lessons. You earn a solid salary, Ethan. You can grab whatever you need. Your brother is artistic. He needs financial footing, security. You get it. I get it all too well. I get that I just dropped $4,000 from my savings to host this anniversary bash. I booked the country band. Strumming away in the yard, puzzled by the awkward vibe, I selected the barbecue, catering from that premium smokehouse my dad raves about, the one with the $50 per head base. I organized the decorations, reserved the pavilion at this scenic park, mailed the invites, and rallied my parents' buddies to ensure a full turnout for this landmark event. And my actual gift, not this insult, was a folder with a voucher for $6,000 toward the Alaskan cruise they've dreamed about forever. A folder that's now buried under platters and beer coolers on the gift table. But let's rewind. Let me explain how we landed in this mess of favoritism and disregard, because this peak of injustice didn't erupt suddenly. It's been simmering my whole 35 years. 3 hours prior, all seemed normal. As normal as the Whitaker family gets, anyway. I showed up early to double-check the setup. My fiancée, Brooke, tagged along, toting the gift bag with the cruise voucher and a custom-engraved beer stein set. I'd spent days curating it with family photos from their wedding, old camping trips, their shared history, heartfelt and pricey, just how Mom prefers her presents. You positive about this whole thing? Brooke asked as we entered, her touch reassuring on my arm. She's a marketing exec, 5'9" with auburn hair and the sort of calm vibe that grounds you. She's also the sole voice in my circle who's ever wondered if I should keep pouring so much into my family. It's their 40th, I replied. adjusting my button-down shirt. Gotta make it count. She pecked my cheek. You always do. The barbecue kicked off smoothly. The country band played Johnny Cash and Dolly Parton hits. The food was top-notch. Folks kept praising the brisket and coleslaw. My parents commanded the scene from the picnic tables, soaking up toasts and cheers, projecting that ideal couple image they've mastered. Jax rolled in 50 minutes tardy, naturally, strutting in ripped jeans that likely cost more than my weekly groceries. He's got that knack for stealing the spotlight, handsome in that casual, social media-ready way, with tousled brown hair and chiseled features, which suits him since content creation is basically his gig, or was meant to be. Last I knew, he had around 7,000 followers, half probably fake, but that doesn't deter him from framing every second as viral potential. He fist-bumped me, barely glancing my way, and dove into mingling, phone out, snapping selfies with the string lights I'd hung. I should have sensed trouble. When Dad tapped his beer bottle midway through the meal, "Everyone's attention, please," he boomed, rising with that wide grin he deploys for big reveals. Mom joined him, arm-linked, both radiating some hidden thrill. My gut nodded, but I brushed it off. Maybe a vow renewal. Maybe announcing the cruise I'd bankrolled. Maybe. Lorraine and I have been pondering legacy a lot, Dad declared, his voice booming with that honed confidence. He built his career in real estate development before retiring, what we aim to pass on to our boys. And we've chosen not to delay till we're gone. We want to witness our sons relish their inheritance today while we can join the fun. Uh-oh. Jax, come on up. My brother sauntered forward, all charisma and buzz. I stayed seated, Brooke's fingers lacing mine under the table, a gentle press. Dad unveiled the deed then. The real, stamped warranty deed, all official. He'd prepped it, ages ago, perhaps years. Your grandpa's ranch home, he proclaimed, is yours now. No strings. We know you've been hunting your vibe, your groove. Your mom and I think you deserve a spot that's purely yours, to craft something epic, a podcast den, a gaming lair, whatever fuels your fire. The crowd burst into cheers. Guests patted Jax on the back, who was grinning ear to ear without smudging his cool. Mom beamed. Dad swelled with pride. And I crunched numbers. $420,000. That's the ranch's value. I researched it last spring, out of curiosity about area prices. It's prime real estate, 1,950 seconds build, lovingly kept by Grandpa till he passed, on a spacious lot in the upscale suburb where homes fly off the market. The vintage charm boosts its stone walls, knotty pine accents, those expansive bay windows with frosted panes. Jax, who's never stuck with a job, past 4 months. Jax, who still bugs Dad for car repairs. Jax, who texted me last month, asking how to budget groceries. They handed him a near $500,000 property. Ethan, come here, son. Mom beckoned, and I rose on wobbly legs, approaching like facing judgment. That's when she reached under the gift table and hauled out the plastic bag. I knew it instantly. The bulk, the flimsiness, the faded logo. My fingers untied it on autopilot, though my mind yelled to halt, to flee, to reject the impending shame. The toaster oven crouched there, filthy and sad, with that $10 Walmart card taped sloppily to the side. Thought you'd appreciate this, Mom chirped, as if bestowing treasure. You're always hustling at work. This'll whip up quick lunches. And the gift cards for your snacks. I know you dig those energy bars. The yard hushed. I sensed 60 stares boring in, anticipating my response. Dad leaned close, his whisper reaching nearby tables. You pull in good dough, Ethan. Grab what you want. Your brother's creative. He needs stability. You're tough. You don't need stuff like this for validation. Tough. That's the label, right? Tough. Self-reliant. Sensible. Independent. Meaning, you don't warrant care, fairness, or equity because you're too occupied being the fixer. I eyed Jax, still waving his deed, still beaming. I eyed my parents, so smug, so convinced of their righteousness. And something in me, strained, for 35 years, Finally cracked. Not shattered, cracked. There's a nuance. Shattered means ruined, useless. Cracked means it turns sharp, defensive. I placed the bag on the gift table with precise gentleness. Then, in full view, I whipped out my phone and dialed the catering service. "Hello, this is Ethan Whitaker. I need to revoke payment for today's event." Yes, even as it's ongoing. I'm pulling my card approval. Now, Mom's complexion drained. Ethan. What on earth? I raised a finger, then called the park rental office. Same deal. Canceling my charge. Hosts cover the tab. Thanks. The country band halted mid-tune. I hoisted the grimy toaster oven, displaying the greasy tray for all to see, and spoke clearly. "I figure you folks'll need this to crisp up your dreams of me bankrolling your golden years." Then I strode off. Brooks snagged our jackets and trailed silently, and as we hit my Ford phone 150 inches the lot, the uproar swelled inside. Shouts, Mom's complaints, the park staff demanding settlement. "Not my issue. You all right?" Brooke inquired as I revved. The engine, hands firm on the wheel. "I'm liberated," I replied, and I believed it. That instant, in that lot with their bash crumbling behind, marked when I ceased being their wallet. But that was merely the start, because they overlook I'm no mere desk jockey. In my field, we say, numbers lack feelings, and so does the review. I've devoted 12 years tracking concealed funds for the Treasury and busting fiscal cheats. No need for drama or pleas. Just examine the records, and their records are exposed. 2 years of peaceful quiet have elapsed since I exited that barbecue. 2 years sans contact with my parents or brother. No rings, no messages, no strained holiday meals where I grin through slights. Like a handy ATM on wheels. 2 years crafting my existence as I choose. Brooke and I snagged a loft. In the city, 2,500 square feet of open concept and urban chic, overlooking the skyline that turns every dawn into triumph. We decorated it jointly, picking each item. No cast-offs, no obligation-tied relics. Just sleek vibes, cozy spots, and turf that's ours alone. My job soared. I hit lead. Investigator at my agency 9 months back, spearheading the toughest evasion probes statewide. My pay jumped 50%. I've been spotlighted in 3 trade journals for cracking a real estate laundering ring that spanned a decade. I'm excelling, but I'd fib if I claimed they. Never crossed my mind. Not from longing, heck no, because I'm a forensic auditor, and spotting anomalies is ingrained. It's automatic, like reflex. So, when I sporadically scanned public filings, tax rolls, business licenses, zoning citations, I convinced myself it was routine, vigilance, honing my edge. That's how I struck pay dirt. It began casually. One Sunday, brunch, Brooke still dozing in our room, I accessed the county assessor's site on my tablet. Just wondering, I rationalized. Curious what Jax did with that $420,000 windfall? The reply? Zilch constructive. Per his TikTok, which I monitored via a burner profile because I'm strategic. Not foolish, he uploaded 4 clips from the ranch in the initial weeks post-barbecue. All posed shots of him gaming in bare spaces, tagged with drivel about unlocking, creativity, and building empire vibes. Then the uploads dwindled. His feed shifted to bar, crawls, and festival snaps. The ranch wasn't a content hub, it was a crash pad for his slacker crew. Pics of LED strips dangling from the pine decks, shots of pals shotgunning beers in the den. A reel of Jackson buddies blasting music on the patio till dawn, irking every neighbor in that posh hood. But social media was sideshow. The jackpot was the municipal portal. See, the suburban enclave isn't mere prestige, it's regulated. Owning there makes you a steward of mid-century heritage. Rules govern facade, upkeep, color schemes, yard care, even fence styles. Breaches bring stiff fees. I loaded the ranch's file, and my heart raced as citation after citation scrolled up. Code breach 912 SB. Neglect of yard standards. Lawn over 6 inches. Penalty $400 daily till fixed. Code breach 456 SB. Exterior stone showing cracks and moss. Neglect to repair per suburb guidelines section 5. 2. Penalty, $400 daily till fixed. Code breach 778 SB. Unauthorized removal of original shutters sans permit. Penalty, $800 daily till restored or approved substitute. I leaned back, brunch ignored, and tallied. First breach, 10 months old. Stone issue, 7 months. Shutter problem, 5 months. $400 per day for 300 days. $400 per day for 210 days. $800 per day for 150 days, plus back taxes. Naturally, Jack skipped those too. Figures swirled like a symphony. $120,000 lawn fines, $84,000 stone fines, $120,000 shutter fines, $15,000 delinquent taxes. Factor interest and costs, about $340,000 in liens on a $420,000 pad. I viewed the notices. Mailed, certified to the ranch, all delivered, unsigned. Jack's either clueless or dismissive, dodging grown-up mail like bills. The suburb imposed a super lien last month. It trumps all claims, even loans. City collects first on sale or seizure. In my sleek loft, sunlight pouring in, I grinned. Here's what Jack's parents miss. Obligations don't vanish from neglect. They fester, multiply, become ravenous. And the suburb ignores excuses or aspirations. It demands payment. I dove into lien acquisitions over the next 3 weeks. Less typical than mortgage. Defaults, but legit and potent. When fines or taxes go unpaid, localities auction the debt to investors for quick cash. Once owned, the buyer wields clout. Foreclose, auction, bargain. Ruin lives if needed. I launched the LLC on a Thursday. S.A.R. Holdings. For suburban asset retrieval. Filed in Nevada for anonymity with an untraceable proxy address. Bland, official, unassuming. On Friday, I rang the Suburbs Finance Office. Interested in acquiring liens on a suburban property. Procedure? 4 days later, post forms and a $339,000 transfer, I held the debt. Whole kit. The suburb rejoiced immediate funds sans prolonged chases. I gained control, absolute, overwhelming control. The ranch, my brother received the $420,000. Lifeline for security was mine de facto. He just didn't realize. I shared with Brooke that evening, over takeout at our island counter. She pored over the docs, her exec mind grasping the angles, then met my gaze with admiration. You acquired your brother's liens. I snagged the suburb's claims, I amended. He merely owes them. He'll forfeit the place. Only sans $339,000 payback, plus my entitled interest as holder. Brooke chuckled, head shaking. They truly don't grasp their blunder, huh? Handing a massive asset to a guy who can't mow a lawn. Nope, I concurred, topping my soda. Clueless. But I held off acting. This wasn't rash vengeance. It was calculated outcome. A lesson that sticks. I monitored the ranch's decline via records and rare drive-bys. Yard wilder. Stone worse. Jax kept uploading from trendy cafes and road trips, likely parent-subsidized. I observed. Bided. Let the snare wait, flawlessly set, poised to activate. Knowing from 35 years of being overlooked, they'd seek me eventually. They always do. The silence-ettering call hit next Tuesday night. Brooke and I were grilling burgers, her flipping patties as I chopped veggies when my cell vibrated. Screen. Uncle Ted. Dad's older bro. The lone kin who's admitted my parents' bias is messed up. He's buzzed me sporadically. Over 2 years, checking welfare, affirming I'm sane for boundaries. I hit speaker. Hey, Uncle Ted. Ethan, pal. His tone strained. At Regional Medical, your dad's in ER. My knife paused. Brooke glanced sharply. What occurred? Mom claims stroke scare. Admitted 30 minutes back. She's rattled. She wanted me to notify you. Figures. Mom avoids direct pleas that'd admit reliance. Stable? Docs testing. Ethan, come. Despite riffs, if dad. I'll arrive in 25. I hung up. Brooke killed the grill. I'm riding shotgun. No need. Ethan, she cupped my face, blue eyes earnest. I'm shotgun. You're unsteady. My hands? Trembling. Not fear, something deeper. The 20-minute drive? Brooke. Nailed it in 16, weaving rush hour with poise that reminds why she's my rock. But I, fixated on the shakes and the flashback they sparked. Know what I'm recalling? I muttered, eyeing blurred streetlights. Brooke clasped my hand. Share. 4 years back, June 22nd, 3 a.m. Voice steady, like briefing a case. Gallstone attack. Agony so fierce I curled fetal. Bathroom floor, sweating bullets. I rang Mom. Brooke's grip tightened. Told her stones blocking. Needed ER ride. Her reply? Ethan. She couldn't budge. Jax lost his gig some temp stint and was spiraling, threatening to ditch town. Mom said she couldn't leave him solo in crisis. Words rushed. She suggested lift. Said I was resilient, capable. I'd manage. So I did. Lifted with driver. Named Luis. Clutching a bucket for nausea. Self-admit. Signed consents. As Doc warned of rupture risk. Solo surgery. Solo recovery. Brooke veered roadside. Hazards flashing. Facing me. Morning after. I went on. Hospital bed. IV dripping. Scrolled Facebook. More on move. Mom's 4 a.m. post. Her and Jax. Chowing burgers in robes. Binging shows. Caption. Bro bonding through. Tough times. Hearts galore. Insane, Brooke whispered. Burgers with brother during your op. Brooke embraced me awkwardly over console, though no tears. I was beyond. That demands remnant hurt, hope for change, 0 left. That's the shakes, I murmured into her hair. Not Dad's potential end, but 4 years ago I nearly burst, and they picked Jax's funk over me. Now Dad's freakout likely fiscal panic, not stroke, and I'm expected to dash? Brooke drew back, hands on shoulders. Skip entering. Must. Why? I grinned coldly. Because the panic ain't coincidence, and I crave witnessing their dawning when they spot who's wielded the power. Brooke eyed me long, pondering if she'd urge mercy, high road, maturity cliches for enduring abuse elegantly. Instead, she kissed my brow. Then, let's school them on repercussions. That's why she's the one. We entered united, Brooke's support firm. Doors whooshed, antiseptic assaulting, fluorescence bleached reality. Knew the spot, private lounge, 4th floor. Of course, private parents shun general waits, even crises. Elevator dragged eternally. Doors parted, Mom's voice hit first, and he ignores calls. 7 attempts. After all, we've provided, raised him, schooled him, housed him. Uncle Ted's retort, weary yet. Strong. Lorraine, perhaps no answer since 2 years of silence bar. There he is. Mom spotted us. She hurried over, makeup streaked, hair frizzed, wearing the wool scarf I gifted last holiday. She lunged for embrace. I sidestepped gracefully, Brooke subtly shielding retry. Dad's status? I queried, tone clinical. Oh, now concern? Mom's sorrow flipped to fury. Now appear? After ditching kin for years? After shaming us at our bash? After Lorraine, Dad's voice from lounge entry, pale but upright. Enough. Not stroke, as guessed. I bypassed Mom, confronting Dad. Doc's verdict? He seemed abashed. Anxiety episode, pressure triggered, overnight watch? But okay, fine. Departing then. Hold, hand up, talk needed. About Jax. The ranch. Ah, true summons motive. Glanced Uncle Ted, who shrugged, sorry. Pawned. 10 minutes, I allowed. Alone. Dad nodded, pointing side room. Brooke moved to join. I pressed her hand. Stay. Fine. Sure? Sure. Not protection quest. Witnessing their snare entry, crystal clear. Followed Dad in, Mom darting. Before door shut. Predictable. Room compact, sterile, chairs and love seat. Health brochures racked. Dad sank in chair, Mom edged love seat, fingers ringing. I stood. Crisis, I prompted. Pause lingered. Dad eyed Mom, she her lap. Quiet tensed, I permitted. From grilling evaders, silence prompts spills. Confessions unprompted. Mom cracked. The home, voice breaking. Jax's ranch. Losing it. Brow up. Regrettable. Regrettable? Mom's glare. That's it? Brother's brink of ruin over nitpicks, silly suburb penalties, and regrettable? Preferred response? Assist. She rose, advancing. Despite clashes, do right by blood. Ethan. Foreclosure looms. Firm named SAR Holdings snagged the debts. Letter. Yesterday. Jax has 30 days full pay or seizure. Thrills surged, not remorse, fulfillment. My notice landed. Owed amount, neutral facade. Dad coughed. Fines, taxes, interest, roughly $339,000. Hefty. Catastrophic, Mom teared. Genuine now, not performative. Tried self-pay, no cash flow. Sell our place? Too aged for restart. Jax nil. Struggling, path-seeking. Partying, amended calmly. TikTok shows, Mom's lips pursed. Youthful, exploring. Doesn't merit homelessness. Over yard trivia and stone upkeep. Absurd suburb charges that. Suburb charges no more. S.A.R. Holdings does. Bought debt. Right to seize unpaid. Aware. Dad barked, authority resurfacing. Hence, need you settle. Words dangled like lit fuse. Pardon? Mom pressed. Ethan, please. No hurts from barbecue gift, but overlook. Family. Brothers tomorrow. Funds abound, you out-earn Dad twice over. Few $100,000 trivial. 339,000 precisely. Plus accruing. Not trivial. More than many earn decade. But not you, Dad intoned, paternal mode. Whitaker cares for own. Grandpa'd shame if you let brother lose his build. There. Guilt. Honor. Dead. Grandpa invocation who favored me. Felt zilch. Grandpa's ranch. Soft. Gave Jax sans consult. To 2 7-year-old jobless. Incomeless. Maintenance incapable. At Bash, I dropped $4,000. Hosting. While toaster insult. Apologized. Mom lied. Never had. Have you? Acknowledging now, she bit. Veneer cracking. Want. Grovel. Beg. Fine. Begging. Aid, brother. Foolish youth. Yes. But no homelessness. Won't homeless. Doesn't reside there. Pointless. Mom flushed. Point. Fix your poor choices fallout. Again. Gave asset to inept, now due. Rather than Jack's face, want me erase. He's brother, Dad hardened. Warmth gone. Blood aids blood. Blood. Soured word. Last aid from. This blood? Solo surgery? First condo down pay denial for Jax's failed vlog gear? Valedictorian miss for Jax's music fest? Never needed, Mom resented. Easy for you, academics, career, cash. Unlike Jax's hurdles. Unaware of pampering, enabling, gifts, sans lessons. True. No earning while brother gratis. Dad's flush deepened, tension climbing, pointless loop. Ethan, will aid or nay. Moment, saw them brace. Expected yes check or no walk, affirming coldness. Unready for third. Stretched quiet to discomfort, then doorward. Brooke, briefcase. Parents swapped baffles. Mom hoped check. Brooke appeared, litigation case in tow. Blank face. Thanks. Took it. Quick squeeze, she retreated, door ajar. Uncle Ted loomed curious. Set case on table. Unhurried snaps. Want aid? Said. Eyes on locks. Think I check $339,000 plus? Yes, Mom exhaled. Precisely. But miss. 2 years taught fiscal folly's toll. Pulled first dock. Watched. Ranch Grandpa's decay from Jax's lawn skip. Stone neglect. Laid dock. Citation printout. Inspector pics. Overgrown turf. Cracked stone. Absent shutters. Dad paled at visuals. Watched treat $420,000 like frat house. More docs out. TikTok grabs. Beer litter on deck. Pals scaling walls. Source? Mom hushed. Public mom. Historic board love misuse of protected site. Next pile, tax logs. Notices, rising penalties. Jax got 19 certified mails, 19 alerts, 19 fixes pre-catastrophe. Ignored. Didn't know, Mom began. Didn't care. Difference. Bill due. Final doc. S. A. R. Buy from suburb. This, laid atop, proves debt buy 3 months back. All $339,000. Dad grabbed, hands quake, scanned legalese, deals, stopped. What? Mom urged. But Dad spotted. In corp docs I attached. S.A.R. Holdings. Agent Brooke A. Simmons. Esquire Officers U. Dad breathed, eyes mine with novel dread. You bought your S.A.R. Holdings. Mom's phases, puzzle, insight, terror, fury, foreclosing own brother, shrill, echoing lounge, not foreclosing, calm, Lien owner. Jax pays $339,000 plus 12% annual interest $40,000 plus yearly. Dad, that's debt math. Madness, Mom. Destroying brother from grudge. Over toaster. Willing strip. All over used toaster not. $420,000 ranch? Smiled. Nah, Mom. Toaster sparked. Realization of you all. About outcomes. Legit. Fitting for 2 years, neglect, privilege. So take ranch, Dad flat. Don't want. Want Jack's adult pay debts. Can't, then loses. Bill skip result. Mom wailed. Vile, thankless. Actually, cut. Offer ready. Both stilled. Pulled Doc Brooke drafted. Settlement, legal stock, lines. Forgive all $339,000. Jax retains ranch clear. Lien release post-execute. Hope flared. But conditions. What? Dad cautious. Held terms visible. First, parents repay $90,000 loaned over years. Every bailout unrepaid. Records intact. Due 90 days. Mom gaped. Second, sell your home. Proceeds cover $90,000 plus your debts. No card maxed, tax arrears. Remainder for affordable spot. Apartment maybe. Humble. Can't mean Dad. Dead serious. Gave $420,000 to incapable while tapping me for retirement. Choices bite. Downsize, settle, live means like. Refuse? Mom venom. Shrug. Foreclose 30 days. Seize. Auction. Net $380,000 post costs. Still owe $90,000 court chase. Plus homeless, jobless son. Pick. Dad scanned agreement. Eyes sharp. Also mandates Jack's employment. Any. 60 days. Yes. Prove self-support. Documented. Taxes. Stubs. Never agree, Mom. Then no ranch keep. Terms. Placed agreement. Pen. 48 hours decide. Sign. Fulfill. Advance all. Nay. Foreclose. Brook hallway for legal queries. Grabbed bag. Door bound. Ethan. Dad odd. Not mad. Else. When this ruthless, turned, eyed them amid failure proofs. Not ruthless, quiet, done fueling folk who'd torch, me then kindle own, exited, leaving docs, choice, Brooke awaited, hand mine, how, snare triggered, wait if wise for out, 2 days silent, deadline, no home meet, hospital cafe request, Dad discharged, script wait, neutral, open, secure. Sat round table on arrival. Jack's there, shades, bored, swiping phone. Parents not beaten, assured. Dad's new folder. Glad came, Dad said, chair gestures. No rise. Signed? Standing. Have. Agreement. Counter. Reviewed terms. Ethan. Harsh. Willing repay $90,000 5 years. But no home sale. Firm. Jack's job demand petty. Mom arms crossed. Parents, not subjects. Can't command property sale. Foreclose try. Lawyer pal says probate years. Family squabble. Judges loathe. Legal costs exceed debt. Stared smug. Bluff called thought. Worst, lawsuit. Eyed Brooke. Eyes sparkled, no grin. Actually, voice slice chatter. Discuss pre-court. Bag out manila folder. Placed atop counter. Recall? Warranty deed I signed? Mom frowned. Relevant? Refresh. Flipped. Line 42. Value declared $20,000. Tax dodge. Dad dismissed. Common. All commit fraud. Everyone tax cheats? Head tilt. Bold defense. Not fraud, Dad sneered. Smart books. IRS differs. Issue. Ranch not $20,000 ever. Appraisal 3 months back. Independent certified $420,000. Let's sink $400,000 delta. Major fraud. Federal. Code 7201. Evasion. Up 5. Years prison. $250,000 fine each. Smug vanished. Dad froze. Jax peeked over shades. You? Wouldn't? Mom stuttered. Threatened court years. Thought civil debt. Nay. Criminal brewing. Brooke advanced. Tone pro. Reality. Foreclose. Deed public. IRS flags discrepancies. Audit. Find fraud. Amount. Prosecute. Yet, if unaltered settlement signed, lien freed. No foreclose. No file. Deed internal. Slid original overcounter. Choices. A. Counter stick. I foreclose. Explain judge. $400,000 lie. B. Sign now. Sell home. Repay. Jax works. Dad-eyed Doc. Me. Age suddenly. Grasp not daughter negotiate. Auditor with fatal flaw. Really jail us? Whisper. Really rob me? Fund him? Point Jax. Sign, Dad. Pen shook. Signed. Shoved Mom. Teared. Signed. Monster. Jax spat. Extortion. No, Jax. Illegal extortion. This? Audit. Checked signs. Perfect. 90 days list. Home. Said. Bagging folder. Jax. Resume polish. Walmart hires. Turned. Cafe exit. Sans glance. Brooke synced. Smooth? Calculated? Precise? First in 2 years? Not just free. Concluded. 3 months. Dragged like rewind as plan finale played. Tracked meticulous. Job honed. Listing week 1. Opens 3. Bids 5. Parents took under ask cash week 8. Desperation evident. Closing rainy Wednesday morn. 11:12 a.m. Phone ping. Wire $90,000. Stared. Should triumph. Felt chapter close after 2 years. Book unfinished. Dialed Brooke. Done. Paid. Congrats. Warm. Feel? 1 left. Hung. Called eviction firm hired 7 weeks prior. Whitaker property. Elm Drive. Evict. Today. Jax 0 surprise days. 3 months for fees. Job. Prove non-leech in gamer gear. Did zilch but rant online, toxic kin, cosmic payback. Payback arrived, badge clad. Drove ranch last, Brook beside. F-150 opposite street, observe. Sheriff SUV there, plus mover truck I set. Door swung. Heard Jax pre-sight. Can't! My pad. My zone. Sheriff, 40 seconds, guy patient, waved notice. Sir, legal foreclose. 15 minutes personals. Rest stays. No! Jax yelped. Call brother. He can't. Parents repaid. Got cash. Stepped from truck. Approached, deliberate. Jax's eyes pinned. Mixed betrayal. Wrath. You! Lunged, Sheriff Bard. Vile jerk. They paid full. That covered past. This? Laziness toll. What? Jax roared. Needed build channel. All new. 2 years, replied. Job any? Cover fees. But nay. Partied. Posted. Squatted my home like owned. Was mine. Gave me. Tried. But never clear owned, eh? Fines unpaid. Suburb priority. I bought I priority. Not evicted sanctuary, Jax. Mine. Sheriff. To aid. Time up. Move. Not end, Jax shrieked. Escorted curbward. Sue. Destroy. Expose. Do. Pleasant. Sure, 82 TikTok fans outraged. Lunged again, aids firm. To cab I arranged. Not total monster. Not homeless, just parents in cramped lease. Thought smiled. Cab gone, Jack's window smashed, yelling. Turned sheriff. Thanks, pro handling. Duty, sir. Keys yours. Legal. Ascended steps. Door push. ranch as recalled, and altered. Stone, sturdy, 70 years, story mortar held, pine decks shown though. Marred from drags, bashes, ignore, but vacant, utterly. Steps echoed rooms, den of Jax's failed streams, kitchen unused, gaming spot, former study, halted gaming center, set box carried, toaster oven, lifted careful, same grimy from 2 years, stored unit, crust hardened, scentless, plastic dull, placed pine floor center, plugged, cord barely, dial to high. Roar ripped empty home like howl, chuckle, judgment, echoed stone, bounced wood, flooded corners. With absurd, sharp din, loveliest sound ever. Stood, watched vibrate floor, heard shatter Jax's zone piece. Turned, door close behind, toaster roared on, Brooke waited, hood leaned, arms crossed, proud grin. Feel? One more. Phone out, new email. To tips@irs.gov auto. Ethan, Brooke cautious, no need. Yes, ethics bar ignore. $420,000 versus $20,000? Not slip. Intent fraud. Paused, thought settlement in Brooke's case. Promised lien free. No sue $90,000. Never promised felony hide. Assumed silence bought. Forgot. Auditor. No covers. Reports. Attached. Deed scan. Appraisal. Records. Solid. Ironclad. IRS dream. Subject. Anonymous tip. Value fraud. Writing report major property discrepancy. Read as typed. Brooke exhaled. No halt. Got it. Not vengeance. Principal. Sent. Email voided. Severing last Harlan. Lorraine Whitaker tie. Feds handle now. Done. Grabbed, sold, signed, trunk realtor custom, and gate hung. Centered, visible, car in, Brooke passenger. Where? Engine start, last ranch glance. Behind walls, grimy toaster roared, empty floor. Sound all gave, took, misunderstood me, capabilities. Home, said. Drove off, past, toxic kin. Blaring toaster eternal behind, to amp the narrative with 30%. Fresh flair, I wove in vivid suburban USA touches like golf courses, craft brews, TikTok over Instagram for youth culture, country music at Bash, Ford truck, Walmart card, Alaskan cruise, added flashbacks depth, expanded emotions, settings for immersion, while core plot intact names Ethan, Jax, ages 35 over 27, context suburban USA twist,